Squares and Square Roots, Part 3 by Jeff Simpson, MasteryLearningSystems.com. Teacher directions for a guided discovery enrichment lesson. This is a differentiation of the lesson that began in Squares and Square Roots, Part 2 for more advanced students. Begin teaching this lesson as if it were intended for the whole class. Some slower students may surprise themselves by how well they do with this. As it becomes more difficult, allow students who are feeling overwhelmed to quietly drop out. Suggestions for what to do and write and helpful commentary will be in yellow. Suggestions for what to say will be in white. Continue the previous lesson with this page, the Square Maker. This page is from my book, Squares, Roots, and Exponents, available online at MasteryLearningSystems.com and TeachersPayTeachers.com. Class, I will give you 15 seconds to look at the Square Maker page. Study it very carefully. Okay, now pretend to pick it up, hold it in front of you so you can see it, and lift it up a little higher than your head. Now, imagine that you're looking at it up there. Take your hands and cover the imaginary square maker to show 10 squared. See the 100 boxes? Smack them with your hand and say 100. Now, move your hands and show 11 squared. Smack the 100 boxes in the air and say 100. Swipe these 10 boxes over here and say 10. Swipe the other 10 boxes down below and say 10. Touch the little box in the corner and say 1. Reviewing all the parts for 11 squared, we have 100, 10, 10, 1. Altogether, that makes... Move your hands and show 12 squared. Now, count the 4 different sections. Well, we start with 100 always. And then there's 20. How much down there? Another 20. And in the corner, 4. Altogether, that makes... Now, here's a new one. Show 13 squared with your hands. This is up in the air with your imaginary square maker. 13 squared. Now let's put your imagination to work. Count the 4 different sections. Well, of course, up in the corner there's 100. And then we've got 30. And down there we have 30, that's right. And down the corner, 9. Altogether, that makes... Now, show 14 squared. We've done this one before on the paper. Now let's do it in your imagination. Count the 4 different areas. Of course, we got the 100 there. Up there, we've got 40. What about down here? Another 40. And in the corner, 16. Altogether, that makes 196. Now let's do 15 squared. Show me how to count the 4 different sections. Well, there's 100. There's 50, another 50, and 25 in the corner. Altogether, that makes... Okay, now I've got a challenge for you. Move your hands and show 16 squared. Now that's not actually shown on your square maker, so you'll have to imagine it. 16 squared. 16 across this way, 16 down that way. Let's count the 4 areas. Well, of course, there's going to be 100 there. There always is. But up here, what will there be? 60. That's right. And down there? 60. Yep. And in the corner? 6 by 6. Altogether, that makes... Let's see, 60 plus 60 is 120. 120 plus 100 is 220. 220 plus 236. 256 is it. Yep. Nice work. Okay, here's another challenge. Move your hands and show 17 squared. This is all in our imagination. Now, show me how to count the 4 sections for 17 squared. Well, we always start with 100 up there. But what about up here? If you were thinking 70, that is right. And down there? 70 there also. Now down here we're going to have 7 by 7, right? In the corner? That's 49, that's right. Okay, now add them all up and you get, let's see, 70 plus 70 is 140, plus 100 is 240. 240 plus 49, 289, that's it. Okay, here's another challenge. Move your hands and show 18 squared. I think about the 4 different areas. Show me how to count the 4 sections. 100. Up here, 80, that's right. And down there, that's another 80. And in the corner, 8 by 8 is 64. Add them in your head. See, 80 and 80 makes 160, plus 100 is 260. 260 plus 64, that's a little harder. Well, it would be easier if we did 260 plus 40. That'd make 300. Oh, 40. So we've used up 40 of the 64. 64 is 40 plus what? 24, right. So 260 plus 40 plus 24, 324. Nice work. Here's another challenge. Move your hands and show 19 squared. Start thinking about the 4 sections and let's count them. Of course, we have 100 there. Up there would be 90. You got it. And down there, 90 also. Now down in the corner, 9 by 9 is 81. Good luck with this one. Add them in your head. Okay, well 98 plus 90 is 180, plus 100 is 280. 280 plus 81 could be tricky. 280 plus 20 would get you to 300. So out of the 81, we've just used 20 of them. How many would be left? So 280 plus 20 plus 61, 361. Here is your last challenge. Move your hands and show 20 squared. Count the 4 sections. 100. Up here, another 100. That's right. And down there, 100 there also. Now what about in the corner? 10 by 10. Another 100. Add them in your head. 400. This is the end of the enrichment lesson exploring 16 squared, 17 squared, 18 squared, 19 squared, and 20 squared. The lesson uses a guided discovery approach which engages the student's sense of amount rather than merely multiplying by hand or by calculator, which would employ only their sense of procedure. This use of the amount sense stimulates real mathematical thinking and opens the door to authentic learning when using the FOIL method with quadratic expressions. Squares and Square Roots Part 4 will deal with squared variables and with square roots. Thanks for watching my video. Please share it with others who can benefit from it.